Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a super casual sit down getting ready with me trying out some super affordable drugstore products that I both purchased and received as PR. I thought it'd be fun to just sit down and kind of show you my first impressions and I guess like testing out these new products. I created this look, which I'm actually really happy with. I think it's very like fresh and dewy, perfect for summer, giving me a little bit of a tropical vibe, and there's some killer products in here that I think you guys will definitely want to get your hands on. So yeah, if you guys are curious on how to get this look, go ahead and keep on watching. Typically I start with my eyes first, but I wanted to go ahead and start off with foundation because I have a feeling one of these products may be too light. This is from the brand CYO. Recently, Walgreens had like 20% off their entire site. I've personally never heard anything about this brand. Whenever I was filtering through foundation, this came up, so then I kind of started digging through more of the brand and picked up a couple of things. But online, this looked like it was going to be my shade or like my self-tanning shade, but now that I have it in my hands, it looks pretty light. I went with a shade 108, and originally I was like looking at 108, 109, and I think like 110. I definitely should have gone deeper because this looks a lot lighter in person. So it does come with a pump. It's just plastic packaging. I believe this was the most expensive thing from the brand that I purchased. It was $7. So it says just shake, dot on cheeks, nose, chin, and blend using fingers, brush, or sponge. It's just called the Long Lasting Foundation. It says life proof. I'm pretty sure that there was a matte version as well, but I normally don't really care for matte foundations. Oh wow, that's really runny. The consistency looks like something that I would really like, but just compared to my self-tan shade, it looks a little bit lighter. Like if I wasn't tanned and my neck wasn't darker, I think this would be perfect, but we're just gonna go with it anyways. And if it doesn't work, then we'll just mix something in, I guess. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with this side first. I really like the consistency and like the texture of it. It's very thin, kind of has like a very, very slight gel type of texture. Let's see the coverage. There's no, I'm not really picking up on any sort of scent. Ooh, I really like the finish of that. It just has like a very nice, natural, radiant type of finish. You know what? I think this will work. I can just go in and bronze up my face. My chest is a little bit darker, but I can always just go in and bronze. The genius in me decided that, hey, maybe I could like self-tan and even out my tan lines from fishing. No, that was a bad idea because I'm peeling. So the self-tanner like caught onto all the peeling skin. Ugh, it's not a good look. I just wanted to zoom y'all in just so you could really see how it is laying on top of my skin. It really did press nicely into the skin. It's not like catching onto any sort of dry patches or anything. Yeah, so far, so good. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my eyes. That way we can see if this foundation oxidizes or does anything weird within the next couple of minutes. So for eyeshadows, I actually have several different options here. Wet n Wild recently launched their Flights of Fancy collection with these super pretty quads. I definitely wanna try some of these. But then e.l.f. also launched these chromatic eyeshadow palettes. I have this really pretty warm tone one called Bird of Paradise. What's with all the like bird themed stuff lately? And then I do have a palette from Cookie Cosmetics in Treasured. They sent over 3 different ones. Maybe I will save this for a different video and we can just do a look using like exclusively those 3 palettes. So yeah, I think we'll put that to the side. So maybe we'll stick with the e.l.f. and Wet n Wild ones. First up, we have these 3 Wet n Wild quads. These retail for $2.99. You can find them at Wet n Wild's site or in store. So this first one is called Asta La Costa Baby. I love that like jewel tone purple and teal in here. It seems like each of these only have one matte shade, which is the transition one on the top. Then this one here is called Flock of the Party. I'm loving this shade right here. Whoops, these stickers are driving me crazy. Whatever, I'll get it later. And then finally, the third one is called Stop Ruffling My Feathers. This one has an amazing copper inside. So maybe we'll just kind of play with all 3 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Flock of the Party and go in with this transition shade and just throw this into the crease. This looks like a pretty light color. It's a shade or 2 deeper than my skin tone, but I guess we'll just have a really nice natural transition shade. It is blending in nicely though. Wet n Wild has really stepped up their game with their shadows. Now for a slightly deeper shade, we're gonna go in with a transition color in the Stop Ruffling My Feathers. Whoa, that one had a lot of kick up to it. I'm just going to concentrate this color a little bit lower. Okay, there we go. That's a better color. The other one was still really, really pretty, but it was just very, very light. I feel like this one is definitely showing up much better on my skin tone. I'm going to go back into this Flock of the Party palette and use the shade that says Eyelid. There is shimmer in it, but we're just going to see how it applies. I just want to add some of this onto the outer corner as well. Sometimes shades like this, there's shimmer in it, but it's not something that's like overly metallic where I still feel like it just works. Just want to add a little bit of kind of like a rich burgundy raspberry tone right into the outer corner. And then just picking up a little bit more of that matte transition shade, I'm just going to mix the two together. I was just wanting a little bit more of like a pinky vibe in there. So I'm really feeling the shimmers in the Stop Ruffling My Feathers quad. Ooh, this is a really pretty kind of like pink champagne. So maybe we'll kind of use all three of these. Wow, these are so pretty, even with a brush. Sometimes with like drugstore metallics, I feel like a finger works better, but I mean, that went on so easily just like that. Then flipping the brush over, I'm going to go into this eyelid shade and then this guy here. So we're basically almost creating like a slight ombre effect with these three colors. I'm going to press that here. And then finally, let me grab one more brush. This one looks like it's going to be really soft. And press that towards the inner portion. So as you can see, it just created kind of like a super subtle gradient. It kind of reminds me of the tones of like a sunrise or a sunset. I think I am gonna go in and pull up my crease color a little bit. This is a struggle when you have hooded eyes. Things just kind of disappear. So I think I am going to bring this up just a little bit higher. This foundation seems to be kind of setting on its own. As you can see, it still does give off a glow, but it doesn't really feel tacky. It doesn't feel completely dry, but I mean, it doesn't feel like something that's like sticky or it's going to like shift all over my face. So I don't really think I'm gonna go in with any sort of setting powder, but I am going to go ahead and start with my blush and my bronzer. So I did pick up another CYO product. I don't know what this is an acronym for. I should have checked before doing this video, but you know me. I went with a medium dark option. So this is the Rock and Gold color. So inside, I haven't even opened these. Oh, they do have like a little protective little spongy thing in here. And then inside you have these cute little rocks. It does look like it's pretty like reddish and warm. So we'll just use this more as like an all over bronzing type of product. So I'm just gonna swirl inside. I don't know if the camera's picking up on that, but it's like a lot of powder kicking up. Okay, so we're just going to kind of like bronze the perimeter of my face. I normally don't go in with something like shimmery like this all over. I typically like to use more of like a matte bronzing powder, but I guess we'll just go for a very bronzy, summery look. It does give a very healthy glow though. Yeah. I do like that. So I do have two other products from that CYO brand. We have the Illuminating Mixing Cream that says Turn on the Light. And then I also, darn it, I forgot about this. Maybe we could use a little bit of this on my inner corner. It's just a jumbo eyeshadow stick. I got mine in the shade Clowning Around. So it is just a retractable crayon. Oh, that's really pretty. I like the flecks. It's this guy right here. I like the flecks of shimmer in there a lot. Pop some of this right into my inner corner. Wow, I really wish I would have used this on my lid now. I have a ton of like eyeshadow crayon sticks. I've never seen one this metallic. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of this just onto the inner corner. Flecks of glitter in here are so pretty, and it's not the kind that like falls all over your face. All right, so now going into the Illuminating Mixing Cream. That's actually this swatch right here. I cheated because I was super curious to see what it looked like. So I'm just going to pump out a tiny bit onto the back of my hand. The pumps on these are really nice because it's like a nice controlled pump. I hate when you get a product that has a pump and it's like you lose a quarter of the product within the first pump because so much comes out. I'm just going to lightly press that right onto the high points of my cheek. This would be pretty to mix in. I think that's the main purpose of it. Yeah, Illuminating Mixing Cream. But I still thought it would be pretty just to use as a highlighter too. All right, now moving on to blushes. Wet n Wild sent over 3 blushes. The third one was pretty pink. It was almost like a blue-based Barbie pink, but these two really stood out to me, especially this one here called Hummingbird Height. This just looks like a gorgeous kind of like pale peachy coral blush. The little hummingbird in it is adorable. So just to give y'all a swatch, Oh, that is so pretty. Now, I definitely do have some texture on my cheeks. That's the only downside with these type of products. They can definitely like accentuate that, but I mean, it's a risk I'm willing to take because this blush, oh, looks beautiful. Basically like a highlighter and a blush in one, because I mean, look at that. My cheeks are looking extra pronounced and chubby. Okay, now for my lower lash line, I'm gonna go back into the Stop Ruffling Your Feathers, and I'm going to take a mixture, I think, of this transition color as well as that eyelid color, and just kind of smudge this on my lower lash line. As you can see, I did go ahead and pop on some lashes. One of my favorite things to do lately is get a pair of lashes like this, something that is just way too heavy for my eye, and I will just go in and clip it into pieces. If you're gonna ask me what lashes these are, I have no idea. I just found them in my lash drawer. I honestly can't even remember the brand. I've had them in there forever, but I like to clip them into tiny pieces. So I mean, I will clip a section about, in fact, I think I have one right down here on my desk. I will clip a section this big and just concentrate them out onto the outer portion of my lashes to give that really kind of like fluttery effect. It almost creates like a cat eye effect with outliner. I personally really love the look of it. And then just to add a couple teeny tiny pieces into the inner corners, I'll go in with individual lashes like this. As you can see, these ones are Eyelure, and clearly I'm like a hot mess because there's like extra pieces everywhere. Sorry, Laura. I'm gonna have to FaceTime you later. So for the intersection, I'll just go in with some of these short and medium lashes and just add like 2 or 3 there. That way it kind of like fuses together, but the main focus is on the outer corner. Okay, so for my lips, I think we're gonna go ahead and stick with the Flights of Fancy collection. And they sent over 4 glosses. 2 of them I'm gonna go ahead and add into my donate pile because one was just like a very traditional berry. It was pretty, and then the other one was like way too pink for me. But these 2 I thought would be perfect for this look. So the more kind of like light nude coral is called Featherless. And then this orange, which I think looks beautiful, is called Pout of Paradise. Just to slightly line my lips, I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Click. This is just a very pretty kind of like bright reddish coral. I'm just going to lightly concentrate this. This mirror does not flip open. Video. Oh my gosh. Stalker status right now, Laura. Just kidding. We normally FaceTime while we get ready. I told her I'd call her back, but apparently it's important. But I mean, hopefully she's not dying. I'll call you in a minute if you're still alive. Okay, so for this liner, I'm just gonna concentrate this mainly right here in the center portion of my lip, almost like as a base for my gloss. That way when my gloss fades, I'm not left with just like super naked lips, because my lips are pretty, I feel like I have like Betty Boop lips right now. My lips are pretty unpigmented, and I feel like my lip line will just completely disappear if I just wear a gloss. So I like to do this, just concentrating it more on the center. Just a typical doe foot applicator. So I'm just going to, wow, that's orange. I like it. So I'm going in with the Featherless color now, and I'm going to concentrate this more on the outer portions. So kind of like a reverse ombre lip, but honestly, I'm just going to mix them together. It just reminds me of like a happy orange. I feel like that's the perfect way to describe it. Here's the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really happy with it. I think it just looks very fresh and summery, kind of giving me like a little bit of a tropical vibe. If you guys end up creating this look or something similar, I would love if you tagged me on Instagram. I always love seeing your gorgeous faces. If you guys are interested in any of these products, I'll try my best to link them all down below. But just another disclaimer, if you guys are wanting any of the Wet n Wild products that I featured in today's video, the entire collection is limited edition. So don't sit on that, especially this blush. I know I've already said it before, but you guys will definitely be seeing this in an upcoming favorites video. It is just so pretty. I think it would flatter so many different skin tones because it's not like frosty. It's just more glowy and peachy. But yeah, if you guys would like to see more of these kind of like drugstore or just sit down, chit chat, getty ready with me, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't already, please take the time to subscribe. That way we can hang out more in the future. And yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.